Alright, so this is your hot take. I asked my Instagram followers and my YouTube subscribers to give me their hot take on rollerblading, like what's good, what stinks a little bit. What's that smell? No holds barred. And there's some good responses in there, and so I'm gonna react to them basically. My take on your take. Not enough comedy, too many serious sausages. Yeah, there is a lot. There is a serious amount of serious sausages.
You cannot be serious!
Rollerblading is an absolute serious sausage fest, isn't it? There's sausages out there, shirts and ties, man, taking it very seriously, man. It's okay to have like a few people that take it seriously. You kind of need that. You kind of need that like that mentality, you know, to get out there, get after it every single day,
and get maximum potential out of that.
But they're also, getting a bit deep into it, like rollerblading, you know, being kind of counterculture, you're kind of opposite of what like athletes and like sports people are. Do you know what I mean? Like they're out there taking it super like serious. Like it's got, I reckon a lot of time for these athletes, it's not actually fun, is it? This is meant to be fun. You should definitely have a balance, but it's good to have people who are like that, definitely, because they're going to push the envelope a little bit more. And then people who are just like, you know, maybe not out at 6 in the morning doing the press ups and stuff like that, but like people who do take it seriously. But it's also like good for yourself to just have a mix and stuff like that. And you're right, way too many people take what I say seriously. Flipping heck, like so less sausage. More like, I don't know, what about Linda McCartney sausage, yeah? Like vegetarian sausage. Or like chorizo, bratwurst, something like that. Let's mix it up, let's get some veg in there. Let's just get some fun.
Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Back unities are one of the ugliest tricks ever. I think in terms of like cross-leg tricks, they're probably at the bottom, aren't they? You've got back savannah, front unity, back unity. Ah, 4th place, unfortunately. I don't think it's a completely ugly trick. There is something about it though that's just not got the appeal of the other ones, has it? I stopped doing them because I felt like I was doing way too much. Maybe I'm going to try and bring them back again, put them back on my arsenal. But yeah, man.
You ugly!
Rollerblading should get more involved with fashion and street culture to catch the attention. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. I think you're onto a winner there. And I think there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can have like rollerblader own and run brands that make clothing that appeals to people outside the rollerblading. So don't like pigeonhole yourself in by sticking a massive rollerblade on it, or like inline or anything like that. Think a bit broader, man. Like don't go too niche. Be broader, and I think that's gonna bring people in, isn't it? Or like somebody might pick up the shirt and they'll be like, oh, that's a nice shirt. Oh, where'd you get that from? And then they recommend the brand and then they get that. And it doesn't even matter if they don't find out that it is rollerblading, really. Like, because the money will be coming into rollerblading. If they don't find out it is rollerblading, they're like, oh, no. That might like pick up their interest. They might think, yeah, actually, do you know what? Try a bit of this rollerblading. It's such a nice shirt. I don't know how many times that's happened, but maybe. And then the other way would be to like do collaborations and like build relationships with brands that already exist, streetwear brands that already exist. I mean, I don't know how easy it is to cultivate and like start those relationships, but them skates have done it. And them skates have done it by, I believe it was like just like their presence basically in that area in America. And then Kyle from Brain Dead seeing it, used to be a rollerblader as well, like really likes that kind of thing. And then that relationship has worked. And then also actually with them skates and Julio, like the relationship with Clark's as well, which I don't know how many people are aware of like Clark's originals and like how important they are to like culture and like fashion culture, music culture. Like it's absolutely school culture. Absolutely huge. And I know he's hinted at like more to come from that relationship, which is going to be humongous, I reckon, for rollerblading. Absolutely huge. Like the visibility there is unbelievable, and it's visibility in a really like, you know, it's not cringy. I mean, I know that's me giving my opinion, but it's like it's an authentic kind of like visibility. It's like a true reflection of what like rollerblading is. You know, we do have our own culture. Like we like to think we're cool, you know, and there's that, rather than like somebody going viral for like, I don't know, wearing something silly and doing like a flip or something like that, where you're like, oh, that's kind of like a little bit jokey and stuff like that. No, this is a really good reflection of such really like prime visibility. Like, you can see exactly what we're like. People like to buy into things that they think are cool. So there's that. Let's get it, man. Let's do more collabs. Let's get more after streetwear and stuff like that. It's the way to go, isn't it? What we need is Tom G Moyes on Wizards. Yeah, soon come, my friends, soon come.
I'm a wizard.
I really think it's about to hit the mainstream market soon. Haven't really had a comeback in Norway yet, but it's getting there. You need to get out, mate. You need to go knocking on people's doors, shoving envelopes through there, just going, rollerblading's back. Norway, we're slacking. Let's pick up, hit your nearest store if there is one available, or get online. Get buying some skates and come up with me. Come on, Norway, we're gonna do it. I get that uncritical positivity isn't helping either, but Blade Shade strikes me as just bullying. Oh my god, Blade Shade getting it in the neck. I think it'd probably come across less as bullying if it was actually funny.
Shearer! Oh, he's found his touch again!
Only messing. In defence of Dave, I think what he does well is he always starts with a positive. Like, I don't think it's just straight in, is it? I think maybe as well, because you can't see him, because it's like faceless, it's just his voice. It's sometimes like, it's a little bit harder to make that connection. There's like another hurdle for him to get over. Like, if people can't read your tone well enough, like the joke can go like a totally different direction. Like, what is this guy's problem like? Air grab trick is underrated. Just the one air grab. They look sick, but people seems easily impressed with front or back flips nowadays. Yeah, mate, you are onto something. I agree with you. Air grabs do look sick. I'm well into air grabs. Like, just, yeah, any kind of jump, spin. Sometimes don't even have to grab it. You can get your body into a really nice position. That impresses me. But front flips and back flips. Ooh, I think I've never really liked front flips or back flips since I was a young age, because it felt too much like a circus trick. It felt too much like gymnastics, which at the time seemed like the opposite of what rollerblading was meant to be and why I was getting into it. I mean, I'm totally open to people doing fronties and back flips, whatever. Like, I'm just like, I'd rather see something else. That's just my preference. I don't know, it's always I guess it's a bit of a crown pleaser, isn't it? A front flip. Like, people can understand quite easily that it's going all the way upside down and landing back on your feet, whether you're going forwards or backwards, is like pretty impressive. I mean, people go to the circus, don't they? So that's what they want to see. That's one of those things. Hey, if you can use that to your advantage, if you can do loads of back flips and front flips, and you can get on Instagram and TikTok or whatever and get loads of people watching your stuff and then filter them down into the other things, yeah, why not? But I'm with you, man. Yeah, front flips, back flips, nah. I just want to know who is behind the Curb Boys account. Me too. I asked them and they wouldn't tell me. But that's fair enough, I respect it. I think they're actually called CurbCircle now as well. People need to get called out more for rolling topsides. I've definitely rolled a ton of my topsides, but for the longest time I didn't even know that was a thing to roll a topside. But no one ever said anything. So I was doing almost all of my topsides wrong for the longest time. Would have helped massively if someone would have said something. Now I'm relearning all of my topsides on ledges. Oh mate, they've stitched you up. Not being honest and being scared to like hurt somebody's feelings has stitched you right up. Oh no, back to the beginning again, I can't believe it. Oh man, that is proper like getting the directions completely wrong and going 200 miles in the wrong direction. Oh, you're joking me. Who let you read the maps? I thought you were drunk as well, you stink. Oh god, well, that's a good one. You've been stitched up, mate. Ah, man, but at least at least you've caught it now and you sound like you're like getting back into business. There's a way to do it though. Don't like just like, if you don't know something, don't just like target an individual and be really horrible about it. There's a way you can approach it, like a good way to give feedback. Maybe like start with something positive, you know, try and build up a bit of a relationship.
That's really nice. It's wrong.
If you know the person already, I think like you should be comfortable enough to just be like, oh mate, like, think you might have just like rolled that one slightly, just like a little bit more like weight on that back foot, like maybe bend a little bit more, like lean out a little bit.
Lean back, lean back.
You know, there's definitely ways to do it, but yeah, you know, we've got to help each other. And there's ways to call people out. Sometimes a little bit of comedy helps as well. That goes quite far. Oof. Parched. As a skateboarder, I love your videos. As a rollerblader, thank you. It's cool to see what those guys are doing at a professional level. Although for some reason, I'm not a huge fan of dancing on rails. Dancing with the stars on rails. Or half cab grabs after bangers. I feel like it's too extra. Just my hot take. Well, this is exactly what this is for, hot take. So thanks for diving in there, digging in, throwing it out. Yeah, and it's cool that you're interested in what rollerbladers, professional, aggressive, inline skaters are doing. Yeah, and I agree. I'm not a huge fan of like overly large amounts of switch ups. It's too much for me. To me, it just looks like you're not in control, even though I know I'm pretty, like, I think I know rollerblading pretty well, and like, I know how difficult it is. Yeah, I prefer a much more cleaner, controlled, even just like, I'm a big fan of just like one grind. Like showing that you can hold that position and hold that form, let people really see what you're doing there. When it's too much, you're like, whoa, what's going on? I mean, I'm not like totally against it. I think sometimes it is appropriate, but like, you know, if it's really short stuff, I don't know, it just looks like you've lost it, man. It'd be good to know exactly what people want to see who don't do the sport, like what actually clicks with them and stuff like that. And I think like the easiest answer is just variety, like getting it all out there because it's going to appeal to all sorts of people. Please stop with the tucked in t-shirts. It looks goofy. Oh my goodness. Well, the main person I can think of who tucks in their shirt is Jan Drell, and he is a fantastic skater. And I really like that style as well. I think it's cool, man. He looks a bit dangerous like that. He looks like a tough guy, and he definitely works out. Definitely hits the gym, so be careful saying that in front of him. I think it's a nice shirt if you can pull it off. I think my body's like all the wrong proportions for it. Like I think my upper half's like that green guy from Monsters Inc. And then I've just got these long skinny legs. Yeah, it doesn't really work for me. If I hit a few more like gym sessions, leg day, beef my legs out, maybe it'll look a bit better. I don't know. I do kind of think it's a hard look to put off, but if you can do it, flaunt it. As my main man Demi G said, we need to put some gangster back into blading. Gangster is definitely an overrated line of work. Kids don't want to see grown-ass 40-something men in their daughter's skin-fit jeans having a fit across a curb. ... They want to see XXL Hammers, the kind where you don't need to roll to be impressed. ... This new generation ... makes me heave. Oh my goodness. Put some gangster back into blading. What does that mean? I don't really understand what that means at all. Anyway, kids don't want to see grown-ass 40-something men. Hold on. How old is Demetrius George? Sorry if I'm like getting his age completely off and I'm offending him here, but I think he's in his 40s, isn't he? I mean, I know he doesn't wear I'm pretty sure he doesn't wear his daughter's skin-fit jeans, as I imagine nobody does. Yeah, he's more of a b-ball shorts type character. But yeah, kids don't want to see that. The thing is though, kids want to see themselves. Kids want to see them, or like maybe somebody slightly older they can like aspire to be. I don't think it matters how these 40-year-olds are dressing, really, unless they're like absolutely super sharp, some sort of like beast parent. I don't think like kids aren't really that interested. They want to see their peers, man. They want to like be like, oh, I can be like this person, or I can be like that person. They want to see XXL hammers, not your regular hammers, your double XL hammers, the big uns. The kind where you don't need to roll to be impressed. If you look at things like, say, the Nitro Circus, for example, that's popular because it's really easy to like understand and digest. It's like one person flying themselves off of one massive ramp and then landing it and like doing a few tricks in between, a few flips and stuff like that. So yeah, that seems to be a crowd pleaser. But like, how many of them like then go, get me up on that mega ramp? I think maybe they want to have a go, but they're not gonna actually commit to it, are they? I kind of feel like it's the same way about hammers. Yeah, some people will really like that, but it's not a guarantee for everybody. And I think a lot of the reasons why Demetrius's reels and videos are so popular is it's not just solely the amplitude factor. I think it's also that, I mean, he shows bails as well. Again, this is no slight on him, but like, if you look at fail video compilations, they are absolutely massive. People like seeing that. And people will like, that's what's going to bring people back. If they've seen you doing a mad thing and like bailing out, they're going to watch that. But do you think that's going to like convert people to actually rollerblade? Like I said before, imagine some, but it's not a full-on guarantee that everybody who sees that skating is going to be like, yeah, sign me up for some of that action. Where do I get the b-ball shorts from? Let's get involved. So, you know, I think like it's important to have like all different styles, isn't it? This new generation makes me heave. I mean, that's just unfortunate, mate, because they're the future. Like, I dislike that most blading merch has nothing to do with blading. Like a Bat t-shirt. If you don't know what it is, you just think it's a Batman shirt. We need more blading in our clothing merch so we can actually advertise our sport. Well, if you're familiar with my channel, and just generally in my opinion, you'll know I do not agree with this whatsoever. I just like that blading merch has nothing to do with blading. Well, it does have something to do with blading, because like, it's say if you buy blading merch, that's going to pay for a blading company, isn't it? That's getting money in there. They might have a team, they might be paying their team and everything, so it does have something to do with blading. Like, I mean, obviously I'm being a little bit flippant here, I know what you mean. Like a Bat t-shirt. Well, I actually don't think that, well, every time I see a Bat t-shirt, I don't automatically assume Batman, and that one's definitely different. And it says Mesmer on it, which is the, I mean, I'm assuming that's the one you're referring to, which is the blading brand. So, you know, it's getting their brand name out there. We need more blading in our clothing so we can actually advertise our sport. Well, the best way to advertise it is to actually just like put your skates on and do it, and then film yourself doing it, having a good time, and then upload that somewhere. Like, that's the way you advertise it, is by being on the actual skates. That's got to be the best way, above a t-shirt that has a rollerblade on it, I reckon. But also with like, how many people do you see in rollerblading wearing t-shirts with rollerblades on them? Or that say like rollerblade, apart from like a rollerbladed branded shirt, or like inline or blading and stuff like that. There's a reason why you don't see that. And like, just because they're not available in rollerblading doesn't mean they like aren't available elsewhere, and people could buy them and be like, oh look, I'm a rollerblader, I'm an inline skater, or whatever, I'm an aggressive inline skater. There's a reason why, because like, people don't often wear t-shirts of the sport that they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many pool players do you see with like pool t-shirts on, or just like balls like set up and stuff like that? It's just a preference. If you look towards like fashion, that's where we should be going with rollerblading. We should be doing things that aren't narrow, that aren't like super niche. We should be like keeping it quite broad and wide, so you get not only money from like rollerbladers and people actually doing it, but like other people as well. And that would be a better advertisement if like somebody's got a brand on and like, oh, like, what is that brand? Oh, it's this brand, and like, oh, it turns out it's actually a rollerblading brand. That's the way you're going to do it, rather than like having an actual like rollerblade on it, or like a slogan like I rollerblade and stuff like that. Those things do need to exist, but I think that's a very small market compared to not having a rollerblade on there and just going and creating a general kind of good clothing brand, like quality merch, really good designs, stuff like that. So like the Bat t-shirt, I think that might appear a bit, even if people are like just into Batman, that might appeal to more people than say a rollerblade, I reckon. The price of most new skates is too pricey for folks looking to get into rollerblading. Yeah, I think you might have a point, but also look at it this way, like the skates that you're looking at might not actually be for somebody who is just about to start rollerblading. I don't know if you want to commit to that super pricey one. There's probably a reason why it's so super pricey, but aimed at slightly more advanced skater. But yeah, it would be good to have like more lower price skates. There's definitely cheap skates for those with bigger feet, so like adults, for like 130 I'm pretty sure you can get full setups for. Also for kids, there's like a couple of full setups for like around 130 quid, whatever that converts to in your currency. So there is options out there, but yeah, it would be good to have more. Like, it would be cool to see companies like go into that. But I think at the moment, looking at the numbers, they're kind of feeding into what exists. I'm sure for a lot of companies, the plan is to get to that point where they are doing like kid ones or cheaper ones and stuff like that. But right now they're like focusing on what actually exists within our industry, which is like the older skaters, stuff like that. Hopefully this year, more cheaper options and more kid skates. Right, I feel like that was a fair few. Cheers to all those people who like fire diver or hot take. Sorry I didn't get around to all of them. There was actually quite a lot. I'll probably do it again soon if people are really, really into it. Massive thank you to all my Patreons. Your names are up on the screen now. Cheers for helping me out, supporting me and keep this thing going. If you want to join them as well, there's a link below in the description. In the meantime, here's another video you can watch, and I'll see you again soon in some sort of shape or form. Spotty dog.